Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, Campaign 19, Week 5, Day 1. Feels like we haven't been here for half the campaign. But we're at a nice fresh week. With that, of course, we have a nice fresh event week. With that, we have Journey, which we'll probably be doing all the battles that we have, as far as we can get. Of course, with Journey, you want to just take whatever the higher score is. Also, make sure that you are ideally not dying and winning in as few turns as possible. While this isn't really much of an issue earlier on, later on you will almost inevitably start losing points due to how many turns you take. Though there's a certain in-between time where you can somewhat save some more of your turns in order to not lose as many points. Keep in mind, turns are based on every turn you do, even if you're extra turn spamming. While it is generally better to extra turn spam, it still is in this game mode. Every extra turn that you do does count as a turn. So if you spam like 5 extra turns in a row, that is 5 turns that have gone by that count towards your eventual losing of points. But yeah, as far as team, probably just going to be going with, there's basically only one team you'd want to run. Wand, Ignarian, your best damage source, and Mirage Queen. That's it. So we're running with a Furnace. A couple reasons for Furnace. It summons a Firestorm when an enemy dies, and our team is very red heavy. Creates red here. This technically counts as a red. So obviously the whole team itself is red. So a lot of red synergy there. Beyond that, just nice amount of damage. And this we have to use for 3 times points. And we'll also be having double magic during this game mode, which is not showing up here, but does once we get into a fight. Wand obviously for mana and cleanse, and Mirage Queen for 50% mana star. If we really had to, we could just poke some stuff. And it denies a color we pretty much don't use. I guess technically Wand does, but Wand uses everything. Wand uses all the things. Oh no, should we just start here? I guess so. I guess I don't need 20% mana start though. Let me go get rid of that real quick. If we're gonna be starting here, we can just go pure magic. Just go for a little bit more damage there. As 20% mana start does not stack, or you know, mana start in this game only goes by your highest percent. So having 20% and 50% just makes it so you get 50%, meaning your 20% does nothing. So might as well trade it out for something, and that something is magic. Anyways, yeah, this is the team we're going to be rolling with. Please just put the same one I showed for the video. And it is our game plan. Anyways, oh, wow, Valraven off the bat. Hello, everyone! Let me start all the way from the top. Hello, Bill Warhammer! Hello, Mark! Hello, Tyrion! Hello, Chad! Hello, Cookie! Hello, Stacy! Hello, what did I miss? Hello, Cookie! Hello, Reness! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all you guys been having a wonderful start of your week. What do we need here? What do we need? Let's go for it again. If in doubt, just keep casting Wand until you win. Go for some Infernus in there. And we're good to go. Yeah, we're already up sigils, even though we haven't even started. Well, technically just started, but you know what I mean. Right off the bat. At least we're on the luckier side of Valraven luck, though. We're not really going to need it with a mode like this. Doesn't really matter as much. I guess the scoring this week's a bit tighter. Journey event's always weird in how it gets scored. Like, it's a bit consistent these days, but, oh no, the main variable is how good is ultimately the team on the given week, as far as this game mode is concerned. Luckily, this week is pretty good. Like, Elemental Synergy with 50% Mana Star from Mirage Queen's pretty solid, to be honest. Maybe even more solid by this thing just existing for so many reds that it does. So it should be a relatively free week. Even with lesser damage sources, it shouldn't be that bad. And worse comes to worse, even though the Journey troops have been nerfed into the ground, they can be used as your primary damage source if you really had to. It's not ideal, but it would get the job done. This is hitting pretty high. But for now, Infernus is doing everything that it needs to. And even when it doesn't one-shot, as long as it gets 1 kill, it will give us Red Storm, which allows us to cycle better into March turns and everything. Because Wand actually does like having a storm associated to one of its 4 colors. So that being brown, red, green, or blue. So if any kind of storm that's associated with those 4 colors will technically slightly increase your extra turn rate when spamming Wand, as more of the colors that you're going to be creating of the stars are going to be on the board. And that combined with the fact that this thing's already doing red should overall increase our turn rate by a little, compared to an average like Wand team. Not that Wand teams normally struggle to land extra turn, but you know, anything to make it a little bit easier is nice. So hello, Stacy. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, overall, we're coming back to a pretty nice week. Journey's pretty free. Underspire's pretty free. We get the best event that we can get, Vault Weekend this weekend. Technically, the other best event is Arena because you don't have to do anything. But the actual best event, of course, is Vault Weekend. And on an Ironhawk too, I didn't mention it yet this stream, though I'm pretty sure you guys seen the video and or Soulforge. However, yeah, Ironhawk and Soulforge this week. If you haven't picked it up this week, make sure to get it, or if you don't already have one, I mean. Because gosh, is that thing good for Vault Event Weekend. Has a few other use cases too, like XP farming and such, but main purpose is definitely Vault Weekend grind. So perfect week for it to be available on Soulforge. I guess the other perfect week would be right before a Vault Event Weekend. Like, you know, the week before, so you actually have some time to get it. Though, if you're still only missing a few thousand diamonds, it is possible through the Vault Event Weekend itself to get it. You might just have to open some of your Vault keys during, which is something you normally want to avoid. But if you're sitting on like a couple hundred Vault keys, you might as well go for it. Like, if you're missing 1,000 diamonds, but you still have like hundreds of Vault keys, it would actually be worth opening the Vault keys during the Vault Weekend. You normally want to do it after the fact, but if you're that close, definitely open your Vault keys and try to get it. As you can probably cover the gap. Which is really funny, when we opened one during the video, just to show it, we got 66 diamonds in one Vault key. You can technically get even more than that. But the Cedrics can drop the 60 drop. The little guys have those 6 drops, which are the 5 with the extra 20%. And those definitely add up, even those small 6 drops that they have. But of course, those mean 60 drops are what you're looking for. When you get enough of them, that could be an entire Ironhawk. It sounds like you'll need a lot, but you're also farming diamonds during it. You still have the daily diamonds that you get from everything, between your guild, between the dungeon, everything else. It all adds up pretty quickly. Also, hello, Genki! Hope you guys have been doing well. Also, Genki, I'm finally trying Palia tomorrow. Isabel will be showing it to us. Yeah, we'll see how it is. I'm not sure how much I'll be playing it, because I do want to finish out Old School RuneScape before I do Brighter Shores. And I still have a good chunk of stuff I need to go farm for that game. They're also doing a big update this Wednesday. Though I won't be streaming it this Wednesday. I'm actually going to be busy during that day. But we will on Thursday, I guess. Actually, I'll probably be doing quite a bit more streams of that game soon. Just because I really want to finish it out before the end of this month, if I can help it. And we're getting really, really, really close. I'm even starting to click it in the background again. Something I stopped doing for a little while. But we are back to clicking in the background. Unfortunately, I'm really running out of things I can do that are AFK on it, though. That's the biggest issue of why I haven't bothered maxing it yet. Is I've just kind of run out of stuff that can that's AFKable. Not completely, but almost there. Palia is addicting? I have heard that. Technically, I did play Palia for like 5 minutes when I was in New Jersey, but it wasn't on like a new file or anything. I was just seeing Isabel's house. She was giving me a tour of her house in person. Not her actual house, but her Palia house. We were at the sawmill at the time. Because I was doing, I was helping her beat Pokemon Legends Arceus, because she never beat the final boss in that game yet. I was doing that for her, and she was loading up her Palia file. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go take a peek at your thing. I haven't actually really seen like the proper gameplay loop or anything from it. I was in Izzy's bedroom? Yes, I was in Izzy's bedroom. Twice, actually. Because I also looked at her Pal World house. And her Palia house. I actually got lost in her Pal World house. I thought her Pal World house in our multiplayer server was confusing. It is even more confusing in our actual server. It's like multiple layer floors, but it's all like enclosed. And I was in like the middle of it. So I was in like a 3-layer maze in the middle of our downstairs that then led to our upstairs. That then led into like a multiple corridor area. All of it completely closed out, so you couldn't just like fly out or anything. I could have broken a wall, but I didn't want to break anything. I was also messing with it on the Steam Deck, and I could not get used to the Steam Deck controls. I'm glad I'm waiting on Steam Deck 2, because gosh, I could not get used to Steam Deck 1. It has inverted AB and an inverted XY compared to a Switch controller, and my brain cannot comprehend double inversion. It can comprehend like an AB inversion, but it can't comprehend both simultaneously. And yes, you can rebind them to anything, but I tend to click a lot based on where the key actually is, rather than where, like what it actually says, rather than what its position is. So if something on screen says for me to press B, I'm going to click the button that says B. I'm not going to click the position that I know is B. I'm going to click the button that physically says B. Even if that is not the correct button. That's hello, Imperial! Hello, Jets! Welcome, welcome. And thanks for the welcome back. Yep, we're finally back. Here to stay for a little while. Not sure if I'm going on any other trips this year. If I do, it's probably in late August. Though there's a good chance I won't be. I'm still not sure yet. But otherwise, if I don't go late August, yeah, probably no trips the rest of this year. So we'll be around for a while. Because at this point, I'm pretty much only going to be seeing my dad and them during summertime. It's just so annoying the last few times I've gone there during the winter that, yeah, we're just going to purely do it during summer going forward. I did last year, I did this year. And honestly, going forward, that's going to be the only way we do it. Not only are flights like so much cheaper, like round trip was $60, but it's just a lot more convenient. The weather's better, you can go swimming, we can have a little cookout. Even if it's not 4th of July, though we did do it for 4th of July, which is quite convenient. Oh yeah, that reminds me. You know what my mom actually picked up today? Well, actually, she picked up a while ago. It just arrived today. She ended up getting a grill. We haven't had a grill here since we were here. So I think it's the first time she's owned a grill in like 15 years, so... Finally gonna go grilling. Probably gonna do some burgers in the next day or two. Hot dogs, you know, normal grill stuff. I said hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Do I want to get full mana? There we go. A little late. Because the other one can only hit one at a time, whereas the Furnace, of course, has multi-hit. Why not Ruby? Well, I didn't show Ruby during the video just because of it's still a pay-locked weapon. But yeah, we could be using Ruby right now. I mostly went Wand for like the cleanse and mana accumulation. It feels weird using just this as our only mana accumulator, but yeah, I guess we could get away with that. Do we have a true damage mythic under red that isn't awful? So we can go double true damage. The only thing that's going to feel kind of clunky is Ignarian is physical damage. But it's also our mana accumulator. Like, we could throw them at first slot so our skulls still do something and then true damage out the other three. Chicken thighs, hot dogs, burgers, nice. Yeah, when I went to New Jersey, we ended up doing burgers on the grill and kebabs. And in the kebabs were, let's see, what was everything? It was shrimp, chicken, kibasi, pepper, mushroom, and I think that was everything. Yeah, it was a pretty beefy kebab. Really good. Yeah, we had that in burgers on the grill. For 4th of July. Oh yeah, Salamandrius. That is that double red creation too. We ended up using her a couple event weeks ago. Back when we had like no other option. But she's actually pretty decent. Like when you have access to everything in the game, you're basically never gonna run her. But there's a handful of restrictions where she's actually really good. You lack better options. Or not even lacking better option, but you know, the restriction itself lacks better options. I was gonna say, that thing has Devour, doesn't it? That's concerning. We don't have much anti-Devour play on this team, other than hoping we have Bless at a given moment. Darkly's Entangled, otherwise this would actually be kind of scary. I was gonna say, hopefully we get alignment here so we just poke him some. We can't really do anything with the skulls, whereas we could do everything with them. Yeah, after we go finish out all of our journey sigils, we'll go hand out a code. Yeah, as we go through the week, we'll definitely need to try some true damage teams then. We'll stick with this for now, just so we don't have to keep switching teams. Yeah, I do kind of want to try a Ruby with a true damage mythic later on down the line. I feel like at this earlier range, physical damage is going to be a little bit better though. Once we get deeper, we actually are going to want those true damage options. As we're hitting through 4 more armor at that point. Or bypassing much more armor, I should say. The only thing left over is a poor lonely hot dog. That's always something that's funny is when doing up a bunch of hot dogs, but then running out of buns, and then you have to figure out what to do with the final hot dog. You either have to chop it up into something or put it onto bread, which that always feels like the weirdest thing ever, trying to put a hot dog on normal bread. Like, I feel like I'm committing a crime when I do that. You guys know what I mean, right? It feels so awkward putting a... that's not where I meant to move. But it feels so awkward putting a hot dog on, like, normal bread. Or on, like, a burger bun or something. Just feels like it does not belong. The other problem is the inverse. When you have, like, a cookout, but not everyone uses buns, because you might have a perfect hot dog to bun ratio, but because they're having so much bread through like burger and everything else, they opt to just have a hot dog and just eat it plain and just like shove it into their mouth with their hand rather than you know, have a bun or anything. So then afterwards you have a weird ratio of having no hot dogs, but you still have a few buns left. And then, you know, there's nothing left to do the bun. So at a later point, you might go and then go get, you know, some hot dogs to go with for them. But then the hot dog ratio is more than the bun ratio. So now you've fixed your bun issue where you now have no buns, but now you still have spare hot dogs. You just replaced one issue for the other. Yeah, that's always annoying. The struggles of cookouts. It's called freezing? Yeah, I know. I just like not freezing stuff normally. I know my dad does it a lot, but oh no, I prefer not freezing things. Oh, yeah, there's something else that's happening this summer that I haven't been to for a while. My dad brought it up, and I was like, you know what? I should probably go to it. I need to go look up what day it is. But there's actually like a cookout thing that's in this area. And by in this area, I mean like 6-7 miles away from me. So not like close, but like close enough. But, yeah, there's normally like a big barbecue pork cookout thing that happens like once a year in my area. And I don't think I've been to it for like, gosh, almost a decade. I wonder if it's still any good. It's probably like so pricey these days though. Normally you just spend like a flat rate for a single platter. In the past it was always pretty good. Because basically whatever pork ended up winning the cookout is the main one that would get served at the plate thingy. So it tends to be pretty decent since it beat out pretty much everyone else's. I haven't been there in a long while. I forget what day it runs. Someone in chat actually mentioned it one day and I completely forgot. I'll need to go Google it. I actually want to go back to it again for once. I just feel like every single year I always just forget. It's like, oh yeah, it's that time of year again. It's like, oh, the day went by again. It's only one day out of the entire year, so it's like, okay. It's always just hard to remember what day is it going to follow. It's not like a holiday where it has a pretty static date when it's going to happen. This area doesn't really do stuff like that too often. I know my area in New Jersey, they do something like that almost like every few months. But this area only does like once a year. Also, I forgot how many parks exist in that area. It feels so weird because my area has like nearly 0 parks. And I feel like the part of New Jersey I was in, there's a park like every mile. If not more frequent than that. They were absolutely everywhere. Also, it's really funny because one of the parks I was walking around, they actually have ground markers for mileage, so you know exactly how much you're walking. Not only is the path exactly 1 mile around the park, but there are a little marker every 1/10 of a mile that says like, hey, you're 1/10 the way there, you're 2/10 the way there. It just has like every single 1/10 marked down. I find it really funny. I don't really have anything like that in my area, though I believe you are allowed to use the high school's running thing. I believe that's open to the public. I was never really bothered going there since high school. But I'm pretty sure that's actually open to the public, that stadium there. And they actually have like a proper running field. I forget how long it is distance-wise. But it's like a proper running field all the way around the football field. I forget what those are called. Like the same ones that we would use for like proper 100-meter sprints and stuff like that. Probably has a special name. I don't remember what it's called at the top of my head. Does anyone miss Guild Wars? Oh, hello, Rainbow Flyer. I would say most people don't. Though honestly, I do. I slightly do. I am curious to see what they ultimately do with whatever new Guild War will end up being. Yeah, I guess it's just called a track. I guess it doesn't really have a proper name beyond just a track. I always felt like I had a more complex name than that, but it might just be called a track. Hello, Lester. Hello, Maximus. Hello, Rainbow Flyer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, do we have a thing that where we have to do all dailies? No, we just have to complete a dungeon run. So are any dailies actually worth doing then? I guess I'll take these two. Why not? We're already here. Bring out the good old Takshaka. You got all your Doom Tomes maxed out? Nice. Yeah, Doom Tomes, they are still good for the PvP colors. I haven't personally been using them, but they're really good for pure PvP color when you're up against a pure color team. It's like the purple book for purple restriction, similar things. Because, of course, their main gimmick is to be used when it's pure color team versus pure color team. But more so your enemy being a pure color team. But in a lot of situations where you are using it, your team is also a pure color team. Lester, no. Yeah, Wand of Stars is still broken beyond belief. Same issue as Stellarex. Same issue as Takshaka. Also, I mentioned on the video before I went, which was on like the very last day. Though we mentioned it sometimes during the streams. But they did about a week and a half ago at this point. Almost 2 weeks, I guess, at this point, because it was away for a week. But they ended up changing PvP, so you no longer have to fight Wand of Stars or Stellarex. This is a temporary fix before they figure out a more permanent solution. And I'm curious what that more permanent solution is. Because it seems like they're planning on nerfing them or something. But we don't really know. We'll find out. Obviously, they haven't touched them yet. But they are thinking of a more permanent solution. They just haven't done it yet. Which means Wand and or Stellarex could see a slight nerf in soon. I highly doubt it's going to be a next patch. But definitely soon. Yeah, Sushi Ninja. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, they're planning on doing something to them. What that something is, we don't really know. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Stellarex being broken beyond belief if they do nerf him. I do feel like he needs to be toned down a little. Just so there's room for any other troop to exist. But, I am gonna miss him being this broken. This is definitely the longest amount of time something this absurdly broken has not been nerfed. And for a little while there, I thought it was going to go an infinite amount of time. Who knows, maybe it still will. I will find something else to do with Stellarex. You know what I think the nerf might actually be? Which would be a really interesting nerf. And it would actually not require them to nerf Stellarex at all. Make it so you can only have one 6-colored troop on your team. Which includes a weapon. So if you have a weapon, you can't have a troop. If you have a troop, you can't have a weapon. I feel like that would be an interesting fix for Wand and Stellarex and any future 6-colored thing. Is a cap of one singular 6-colored unit on your team. Because that would technically nerf all 6-colored options simultaneously, without actually touching any of them. They're still going to be broken beyond belief, like if Stellarex is left exactly as is, just with that caveat. He will still be used like crazy. Like, obviously, the triple Takshaka team with him doesn't get changed at all. However, it would mean you wouldn't be able to run Wand Stellarex or Stellarex and whatever new broken 6-color thing comes into the future. So you wouldn't be able to do that. But you would still be able to run, like, Stellarex Takshaka and stuff like that. Anyways, we did that. Oh yeah, you know what I need to go do? I still need to go open these Vault Keys before the weekend. We got like 50 of them. I think it was 51, but I opened one during the video. Which is perfect, because I was trying to get diamonds, and we got old diamonds. to show it for the video. Worked out quite conveniently. Okay, let me go hand out a code. I said I would hand one out after Journey. And we've been done with Journey for like 5 minutes now, and I still haven't handed one out. There you guys go. Here's a redeem code. Yeah, we will be back to normal amount of redeem codes for now. However, it does seem like we're getting a pretty major patch next week. So between this Vault weekend and the patch next week, we will be handing out quite a bit more codes then. And for now, we'll go back to the normal-ish amount and ramp up going into this weekend into patch next week. Alright, so Underspire, we're obviously delaying for now, but let me go buy the torches. I can't believe I forgot to go get the double gold medal on that final day. Of the first day I was away. It was mostly because the phone that I was normally playing Gems of War on, I used up my data limit for the month, so it was like running really slow. So I wasn't bothering using that phone during that day. And because I wasn't using that phone during that day, I kind of forgot by the end of the day, like, oh yeah, I need to go do the thing for Gems of War. I don't even think I logged in that day. But then every other day I did. But I missed the day we were gonna get double gold medal thingy. Not too big a deal. Anyways, we did that. PvP, yeah, we gotta do double thingy, don't we? It stays Monday. Oh, no. That's not what you have to do on Monday. On Monday, you just have to do one or the other. So we have Wild Folk, and what's the other one? Where is it? Just double checking that there's not gold mark ones here. Alright, what's the other option? It's Wild Folk or War Gear. Which one is less insufferable? Probably Wild Folk, because Wild King and everything. Let's see. There's 120,000 points here. How much is War Gear? If I had to guess, this one is less. Yep. Oh, wow. Half as many. So yeah, we're definitely running like Wild King, Wild Queen or something. Something along those lines. Oh yeah, duh. Beatrix as well. Beatrix teams. Maybe they'll check. What else do we have? Of course, we have 50% mana start too, so we definitely want to put that on the team. King Salinas, wherever he is. Where is he? King Salinas, without a doubt. Oh no, did we just double Beatrix? I might just double Beatrix actually. I might just double Beatrix Wand. I was gonna go Wild King, Wild Queen, but honestly, double Beatrix is probably more consistent because how many people are gonna have status effect. Most notably, Elementalist is my biggest concern. Because Wild King, Wild Queen doesn't deal well with Elementalist, even if we're using Wand. Whereas Beatrix doesn't care about it at all, especially if we're running it with Wand. So I'm going double Beatrix route. It's a lot safer. And it's better infinite loop potential. It has less damage, but that shouldn't really matter much. When all we have to do is just click cast a few more times. Yeah, minus red, I guess. As long as we have +2 green, that's the only thing that really matters. Honestly, I could even just go double green banner. I guess technically green brown would be the better one to go for. +2 green, +1 brown, minus red. Alright, let's go with that, I guess. Anything else we can minus that's better? Not really. Alright, let's roll with this. Oh, it would help if I have a hero class. We're gonna go mech. Just to counter submerge. And for pretty much no other reason. I guess technically to get rid of barrier too. And bless. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I almost forgot about Beatrix. Hello, analyst! All you needed to do to finally fix goblins getting infinite extra turns, it was supposed to happen years ago, but all they did was make players get less extra turns. Yeah, goblins have always been a bit of an issue. Honestly, I feel like goblins in the current state of the game are probably at almost one of the weakest states they've ever been in. Which is kind of weird because they have a lot of strong things like Gob Truffle, like Truffle in general, or Gob. I just combined the two. I meant Fairy Godmother, Gob Truffle, stuff like that. Like some of the strongest things they've ever had. Even Strength Filler with the Green Storm and everything, so you don't need Hero 4 or some other option. Yet the reason why they haven't really been too good is every other damage source around them has just gotten so much better compared to them. Goblin teams are just really slow. I think the biggest thing holding goblins back right now is no Empower, so that's a big downside, and no 50% mana start. Between those two things, goblins have, I wouldn't say they've become irrelevant, but it's definitely hindered how well they've been due to missing both those two things. No Empower and no 50% mana start, or any mana start for that matter. Yeah, Elementalist class kind of hurts them too, because the other thing goblins don't really have is a good cleanse method, unless you're running like Wand on Hero or some other wand, or some other cleansing weapon. But yeah, goblins I believe have 0 cleanse. Unless I'm forgetting one. But they have no way to cleanse other than weapon. Which is very detrimental due to how bad they are against Furies. Also, reason why Wand is so broken. On the many list of reasons why Wand is good. Did we really just get 10%ed? That's sad. We're in a battle where we actually have to win too. I can't just retreat. Oh wait, I have cleanse. Wait, I forgot. Even though one's disabled, the other one's not disabled. Come on, miss. At some point, miss. Oh good, we just got transformed for a buff. Wow, we just got double 10%ed, though the second 10% actually helped us rather than hinder. Yeah, we just got double 10%ed. I would say unlucky, but that second one was actually fully beneficial. Don't die, don't die yet, don't die yet, don't die yet, don't die. Literally just survive one more turn. Yeah, we won. What a weird fight. We got double transformed on first slot. The first one was really bad, the second one was actually really good. The struggles at transform, because a transform doesn't put into consideration how damaged the troop is. So you could be at like 20 HP and then have like a full HP troop is what happened there. But initially we lost our weapon, which was bad. But then it gave us all of our durability back, which was good. I think the thing that goblins need beyond Empower and 50% mana start, they kind of just need a damage source that isn't Truffle. I feel like every goblin team these days runs Truffle as the main damage source, which is good because he's one of the best infinite loop troops in the entire game. Technically the absolute best when set up in the right team, which is oddly enough not a pure goblin team. It's Farce Troll to double Truffle into anything with Greenstorm. But Goblin's damage is just so slow. Even compared to Beatrix spam is normally more damage than Truffle spam. It's less extra turn rate, but it's more damage per cast. Normally. But it's the way that it concentrates anyways. Because as things start dying, you refocus your damage. Whereas Truffle doesn't do that. So if something does like a 25% revive, you have to basically like restart the whole fight again and how much damage you have to do. Whereas Beatrix just concentrates it all into one unit. Even though her per unit is actually a little bit lower. But her effective damage over the course of a fight is actually slightly higher in most situations, due to it being true damage and due to the way that it concentrates as things die. The main downside is normally just her extra turn rate being lower. Oh, that's a problem. Oh no. This be a problem. Alright, that fixes the problem. Oh, that does not fix the problem. How did you pure miss? Oh no. Luckily we don't have to win this battle at all. We actually don't even need to do this battle. I'm not even sure why I am. And then the fact that I always feel the need to. Also, hello Outlander! Welcome, welcome. This might look like we're losing, but we actually just won. Don't die. I was just about to say, wouldn't that be funny if that thing died? But yeah, we basically just won. No, don't no, you missed! Alright, maybe we didn't just win. I think we still won, right? One Skull Poke doesn't kill us. 2 will, though. Also, Beatrix does. Never mind, we did lose. We were 1 Beatrix away, no. Also, why do we keep going down to 3 XP? What's going on here? I don't have any of the buffs active, and it's still only giving me 3 XP per PvP battle. Has anyone else been seeing that lately? Oh, so let's go get the Valhawks. I was skipping them a bunch during break, but I am going to go back to doing them. I do feel like out of every daily I bother doing, it is like the lowest value daily there is. However, it gives us a good incentive to actually do a little bit more PvP, so we're going to do it. But it's definitely the lowest value daily that we actually still bother doing most days. Like on the list of dailies we would start skipping, it is like the first one to get marked off. The only reason I'm still collecting these is for whatever the next patch might be. Because whatever's happening next patch will likely need those tokens we've been accumulating for a while now. And then after that we can determine if we still want to keep going for it. In which case the answer will probably be no. Because it's probably not going to be worth it, but I do like collecting them at least initially for this upcoming patch. And after we figure out after that patch that's not worth doing, then we'll stop doing it. But for now, we don't know that, so we'll just keep going with it. How did that not give you enough mana? You'd replace Salinas with Wild Queen. I was considering Wild Queen, Wild King for that team. But, we just went down the Beatrix route. Either or works. The Beatrix is a lot more accessible. So how are we being destroyed by a summon? Wouldn't be the first time we just get completely wiped by one. Alright, now that we have our buffs, I don't know, do we farm purple? I might. Why? This was like where my finishing score was by the end of the week last week. I remember we're not doing PvP dailies. What? Why? Why would you do this? Like, my last place is almost already leaderboard. My first and second already are. First definitely is. Wow, why did we get the try-hard ladder today? Yeah, why did we get a hard one? I'm just not even gonna bother. Wait. Maybe we're not doing that daily. Well, if I'm gonna do it, at least do it as central, I guess, where we'll go a lot quicker. Yeah, why on earth did we get the super try-hard one this week? Like, last week we only need, like, slightly under 20,000 to finish. This week, basically, our whole top 3 is top 100. Yeah, I'll just do Valhawk daily. I was going to do slightly more than that, but after seeing that, I not even try for it this week. I think the other thing is that's making it seem different is all the people that have like 40% extra stats that can win so much quicker. Because we don't have access to 40% extra stats. I hope that's still something they tweak with alliances. But, technically Dark Alliance actually gets less loot now. Assuming you don't get leaderboard because you don't have 40% extra stats, you're actually getting less gold marks from being in Dark Alliance than you are from being in a different alliance. Take the week off before they introduce the PvP Season Pass in 8.0. I know, right? I can't believe they're about to add another Season Pass. I'm not sure if I mentioned that the other night. I think I did because we literally went over it on stream. So yeah, I definitely would have mentioned it then. But there's a chance they're going to be adding another Season Pass. It's like the 4th or 5th one. Which is concerning. Because I feel like in recent times, one of the biggest critiques I would have is too many Season Passes. And they're about to add another one. Depends how long it lasts, though. Because if it's something like 3 months, then it's like, okay, that's not that bad. It really depends on its price and frequency. If it's like $10 for like 3 months, I would say, yeah, okay, that's fair. If it's something like every month and like 20-something bucks, then it's like, yeah, that's a little much. I would say anything more expensive than $10 for 3 months, I would say is pushing it a bit far with how many season passes we have in the current state of the game. Anything more pricey or more frequent than that, I would say would be going slightly too far. We'll have to find out next patch. Yeah, anything beyond $10 every 3 months is where I would draw the line on that. Your hobby has banned you from spending on this game. Yeah, there's a lot of waste of money things in this game. There's a few that's worth it, but there's a lot that's just not worth it at all. I would say the 2 most worth things in the entire game right now, assuming you're actively doing them, is the standard season pass, the one that runs for 10 weeks, that costs $10. That one, and spending $2 every month in order to get double gold medal and double silver medal from under Spire, assuming you're already going far enough to reach those. Those are like the 2 purchases I would say are actually still worth in the current state of the game. Almost every single other one isn't worth it. The only other one I still go for is the Kingdom, not the Kingdom. Yeah, the Kingdom Pass one, which I think is like $7 whenever they do a new kingdom or rework to a kingdom. That one's not that worth it, but I'll still go for it so we can show the content, anything else related to it. Plus the deed book cost for it isn't that bad. Also, we just got Valhawk and Soul Gnome, which is a pretty solid battle. 60 Dragonite and our Monolith we needed. That is a pretty good random fight. And our final Valhawk we needed, so we're done with that. Perfect. Alright, what else do we still have to go finish? Have we finished everything? Wow, that went quick. It feels weird doing like every daily because there were so many I was skipping on when I was away. Yeah, like 40 minutes we just did everything. Alright, well you know what that means. Volkey time. We'll hand out a extra code every time we get a big drop. Let's go do it. You're trying to decide if you want to spend on torches. I would say there's 3 strategies for doing Underspire. The spend nothing strategy, where you accumulate a lot of lanterns and then eventually do a week where you spend a lot. So basically you spend absolutely 0 gems, keep stacking lanterns, and then once you have a good amount of lanterns, you actually start doing it some in order to double your silvers, double your gold, stuff like that. For your metals, of course. So there's that strategy, where you basically spend 0 and just accumulate lanterns for later consumption, for later gem consumption. There's the 50 gem strategy, which I used last week, which is a nice mix between getting rewards and spending gems. It only costs about 300 to 350 gems on a given week, and it allows you to full scout the first 4 floors. And then you use your 1 lantern you get every single week for double silver. The only issue with this is you never get double golds, or any golds for that matter. But it allows you to get double silver every single week for free at no money cost. And you don't have to do the really annoying 5th and 6th section, which are normally the most time consuming by far. It also allows you to full scout the place, so you're still going to be getting a decent chance at getting those Guardian troops. And it only costs 300 to 350 gems a week, which is about 3 times cheaper than doing a full faction. And then, of course, or full Underspire, I mean. And then, of course, is the full Underspire method, where you spend about 150 gems a day. Averages to about 1,000 a week, give or take a little bit in either direction, depending on how things go. And that allows you to double your gold. And if you spend some money or have stacked lanterns in the past, you'll also be able to double your silver. And you can technically double the pet orb, though. I only did that a little bit just to catch up on pets a little. But that would be the 3rd best one to do it on, which is the final room. The gold is the 6th boss. The silver is the 4th boss. And the pet is, of course, the very, very final 7th one. But the gold is the most important, silver second most important. The pet one is like the last... It's like the lowest value one you would ever bother doubling. What are the top 5 Underspire kingdoms? I'm not sure. If you're looking for like easy ones to do. It depends heavily on what you have, and obviously what the kingdom also has. But yeah, Mrs. Scales is pretty high up there on easy. Adonis pretty high up there on easy. Trying to think what other ones. You got your second Guardian Troop? Nice! From a common room. Nice. Huge congrats, Maximus. Huge congrats. Hey, we actually got our third one right before we left as well. It'll be another year, or half a year before we get our fourth one. But at least we broke our half-year streak of dryness. Yeah, those things I still feel like are slightly too rare, the Guardian Troops. It's one of the only pieces of content that they've added where I feel like the drop rates aren't high enough. That indeed books, but that's a whole thing in itself. But as far as like actual troop-related drops, I feel like that's the only one that has ever been balanced in a way where it's not that good at all. The other one that's kind of clunky, so luckily I don't have to deal with it anymore, is the Mimic. But I would say the Mimic and the 6 Guardian Troops are the worst balanced troops to get in the entire game, as far as how unlucky you can end up getting on them. Mimic wasn't too bad when it first came out because there wasn't too much to do other than spam Explore 12. But nowadays, spamming Explore 12 isn't as big of a mechanic as it was back when Mimic was first added. Making it even more annoying to get the Mimic now, as the game has less overall incentive to do Explore 12, which is the main way that you get the Mimic. You haven't gotten a Horde Mimic since Underspire came out? Yeah, I haven't gotten a Horde Mimic in like 3 years. We actually are like 3 or 4 times over drop rate or something though, like something absurd. Actually, almost I think 5 times over drop rate. I haven't been keeping track of it to the T. But assuming it's about 1 in 10 5 times chests, I think we're at minimum 4 times over drop rate for our third Mimic. But yeah, we haven't gotten one in like 3 years. It's been a long while. We got 2 within like the first month. Or the first few months. The first one was in the first month. The next one came, I think, like 2 months later. And now it's been like 3 years and I haven't seen one. Obviously, that's also from doing less Explore 12. But it's also just from going really, really dry on the third one. Oh, we got one! We got the 300 gem drop. Let's go hand out another code. Hey, all the big drops. I feel like I mention this sometimes. I sometimes feel like I forget to mention it. But all the drops that we can hand out extra redeem code for is 300 gems, silver orb, gold orb, and major pet. There you guys go. Hey, if we get any of those, we'll hand out a code every time. That's how we generally do vault keys these days. Assuming we have enough redeem codes at a given time. If we get any of those drops, we'll hand out a code. Power orb doesn't count. It just counts as a major disappointment. We can mourn our loss of a pet orb every time we see a power orb. The one that could have been. You disenchanted 6 of your hard mimics? Oh gosh. I haven't disenchanted any of my mythics. I still have like 11 plagues or something. Oh, so we got another mythic earlier today. We got the Aquaticus for the second copy. That's something I actually want to consider doing at some point. Just not sure if I want to spend diamonds on it in case I ever do something else with diamonds. But I do eventually want to get 2 copies of every mythic in the game. Basically full completing mythics twice over. It's not a high priority. But at bare minimum, I want to get at least 2 of every mythic that's like remotely useful. Like the ones where having more than one can actually be a use case. Even if it's only in like one weird PvP restriction ever. Because I feel like there's a handful of times where I go to put like a second troop onto a team for like a weird PvP restriction or a weird Underspire restriction. And then I realize, oh, I only have 1 copy of this thing. I should probably get another one later. And I never get another one later. that's been happening here and there. It's normally not that big of a detriment not having them. But having them in every situation would probably save us like half an hour on some game modes, particularly Underspire. Over the course of like, you know, an entire event week, compared to not having it. Yeah, no problem for the code. Enjoy. If we get another big drop, we'll hand out the third code. Also, I'm surprised Isabel's not here tonight. Because I know tomorrow she wanted to go show me Palia. Because we're finally going to play Palia for the first time. And, yeah, I think we're doing that around noon or so. If I had to guess, she's probably playing Palia right now. If I had to guess. We're probably only going to be doing one stream for it, though. Unless we too get addicted. No. It's actually going to be a pretty MMO-heavy couple months for me, probably. Because I want to finish out Old School RuneScape. Then we're going to be doing Brighter Shores, which is a new MMO coming out sometime in the next 2 months. No official date yet. He's probably resting because of tomorrow. True, that too. Oh, we got a 300 gem drop again. Let's go find out another code. We've honestly been really lucky with the 300 gem drop. I feel like they might be more frequent than I think they are. That or we've just been getting absurdly lucky on 300 gems lately. But I think their actual drop rate is higher than I perceived them to be. Unless we've just been getting absurdly good luck on 300 gem drops. Because I feel like we've been getting more 300 gem drops than all of the other good orbs combined. Yeah, I'm looking forward to finally trying Pally out. Seeing what I've been missing the last month or two. I have no problem for the code. Also, I will be playing on the Switch version. Which probably will be running a little bit slower and everything, but it's mostly because my PC is starting to run out of space. And because the lifespan of the Switch is basically coming to its end soon. I still have so much spare memory on them, so any indie game at this point or any anything like that is just going to be going on the Switch. Even if it performs a little worse. It's also honestly easier to record off of a Switch than it is off of PC a lot of times. Especially full screen applications. Hello, Anderson! Welcome, welcome. Hey, we got another Volky in our Volky. If you guys haven't already, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. If you guys still have anything you want me to go over, also let me know. Because once we finish out these vault keys, we're probably going to call it for the night. Until tomorrow night, we'll probably be messing most of it to faction and kind of just poking at all the events. Kind of just waiting out till the weekend where we can finally go do Vault Weekend. And obviously this weekend we'll be doing a ton of that. But beyond that, we don't really have too much going on this week. Journey event's pretty free, Underspire's pretty free. Though, we might be getting some official info on the patch soon. We do have some spoiler thread stuff and a few other things on like Terran's World. As far as official info, we don't have like a video yet or anything like that. And I feel like in the next day or two, if they're planning on releasing it next week's Tuesday, with like an official date of like, hey, we're already going to be doing it, we should be getting some pretty vital information in the next day or two. So we'll probably have a random video on that. I'll need to keep an eye on that, because I normally don't keep too high of a tabs on that. But, yeah, there'll probably be some really juicy info to go over the next day or a few days on the next patch. Yeah, Emberclaw is pretty free with, Underspire is pretty free with Emberclaw. It's basically just budget Talk Shaka. Oh, wow. Look at all this gold. Valky, bunch of gold, orb. Orb of disappointment, but hey, at least we got a refund on it. Second Valky in our Valky within our last 50. I guess at this point, technically our last 52. Another orb of major disappointment. Now, major purple is actually not bad. No, it's not good either. It's not to us anymore. I have more keys than I ever know what to do with. We're just drowning in keys.
Mana surge.
I just been getting lucky on the 300s. Yeah, honestly, it feels like we've just been getting lucky. Because I feel like we've gone on like super dry streaks before on 300 gems. But if we have been getting lucky on them lately, gosh, have we been getting like ultra lucky? Because I feel like we've been getting a 300 gem drop every 30 keys lately, on average. Whereas at one point, I almost thought they were like a 1 in 100 chance. Well, we've been pulling, if we were to go based on recent data, way closer to like 1 in 25, 1 in 30 for the 300 gem drop. But it could just be getting ultra lucky. But hey, more for the stack. We're almost at 44444. The 444 sounds way cooler. And the 3 redeem codes we've handed out this stream. You funny, you just bought a grill yourself? Nice. Yeah, we just got one today, actually. We haven't used it yet. We probably will either tomorrow or on Wednesday. Yeah, we've actually been doing a lot of shopping for the house recently. Need to go get a mattress soon. Probably going to be getting a new chair for better back support. Because this one's starting to break apart. Plus, that's kind of the things that you'd want to try to do in person as well. Like ordering a mattress online and ordering a chair online, the biggest issue with that is you don't actually get to try it. Whereas obviously in person, you can try it there and then and see like, ah, this one works, this one doesn't work. Yeah, I'll probably be doing that this Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'll actually be getting one. But definitely at least going to be looking, if nothing else. Not sure if I'm going to commit to a specific one yet or not. Oh, also we've already finished all these weekly thingies. These are always so free. That's the only thing I kind of like, but also hate about the new campaign system. They are so free these days. This used to be like a whole task system that would take you like half an hour to an hour on Mondays. And now you get it done without even trying in the same amount of time. Like you literally do anything in the game and they automatically get done. It just feels weird. Like it's not a bad thing, necessarily. Because they actually made it so there's less dailies in the game. That was mostly a Monday thing, not really a daily thing, but still. But, I don't know, it just feels weird how quick it goes. Like, the second you start doing any battles, it's like, oh, my campaign thing's done already. Like, even when I was away on break, I think I had this completed by Tuesday without even trying. And that was what, by playing like 10 times less than we normally do. And it was already done by Tuesday. Yeah, it's just so free, every task they have there. Also, oddly enough, I didn't actually miss a single XP daily while I was gone. Because those are generally pretty free. There's only like one that normally makes you go out of your way a little bit. And sometimes they're all just things you get done automatically, like all 3 days. Anyways, guys, I think we'll be ending it here for now. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. I will be finally trying Palia tomorrow around noon with Isabel, so we'll get to see that. I'm not sure if we'll have her in voice or not, but we'll figure that out when we get around to it. And, yeah, we'll go from there. That is the game plan. And, hopefully very soon, TM will have some info on the next patch. Probably by tomorrow or the following day. We'll definitely need to keep our eyes peeled for. I'm pretty sure someone in the Palio stream will be like, hey, the patch thing just dropped. In which case I might end the Palio stream and go record that video. We'll see. But, I don't know. It depends. Because I have a feeling that's going to happen. We're going to get like 2 or 3 hours into Palia, and then someone in chat will be like, hey, the patch for, notes for 7.8 just dropped. I know it's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen. It's going to be like 3-4 p.m. tomorrow. And it's going to be like, hey, the patch notes just dropped. Or not the patch notes, but, you know, like the preview video or something. It's going to happen. Hopefully. If it does, we'll go over it, obviously. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.